Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? Just waiting on my opponent. We are going to do an exhibition game tonight to kind of explain how super advanced rules of Strat-O-Matic baseball work. I'd posted on a Facebook group if this was something that they'd be interested in watching. A head-to-head Strat League, and got a bunch of thumbs ups on it, and a couple people mentioned that something that they think is missing is like a step by step in game explanation of how the super advanced rules work. So I asked one of the other managers in our league if they would be interested in just kind of playing a game like this. Slow, explain what we're doing by the rules, explain what all the stuff on the cards mean, and just kind of relay that to anybody who is interested in trying to play super advanced strat. Because if you're familiar with Strat-O-Matic baseball, you realize there's three different difficulty levels. There's basic, advanced, and then super advanced. And I guess if you're looking for true simulation, super advanced rules is as close as you're going to get in a board game. And I used to play this when I was a kid. And I don't even, I think, pretty sure we just use like basic rules. I don't remember ever dealing with lefties versus righties and that's, I mean, that's like the one of the basic differences between advanced, super advanced, and just the basic. But yeah, I don't know. When COVID hit and there weren't any sports, it seemed like people just kind of had to create their own sports, and so I kind of fell back to this, and I just bought the game, went on like Reddit, just said, "Hey, does anybody want to play this game with me? Is anyone interested?" And got some interested people, and I didn't play super advanced until COVID hit, and the people that joined were a mix of very experienced and totally new to super advanced, and I learned a lot from some of the guys in our league, and they're happy to teach us new people, and I was super intimidated by it. Like, you look at this card and all these numbers and everything, and I mean, there's charts. There's like so many charts to look at and everything, and it was definitely intimidating. But when you play a game and you go step by step, everything just starts to make more sense. Looks like looks like the other manager is joining right now. Hello, hello.
Hey,
How you doing?
good. I may want to do an audio check real quick because I'm not sure what setup has me sounding the best or
You
loudest.
you sound wonderful right now.
All right, good. Because that's minus any headphones. So,
I already started the stream, and I was just kind of telling them about how we kind of started our league, and
oh yeah, nice.
how a bunch of us were new, and how super advanced was kind of intimidating, and yeah, but we all just kind of learned at the same time, and I don't know, this seemed like a good idea, just to get people less nervous about the rules and the charts and the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And now I was trying to think like, okay, because there's a guy I was going to play with that's new to the game. I'm like, okay, do I remember the advanced rules? And I'm used to super advanced now.
Yeah. So when you're playing Strat, you have to come to the game with some basic knowledge of the sport of baseball. People, you have to make your lineup. You'll need a pitcher, you'll need your fielders, and you have to have some idea of like strategy for, cleanup, lead off, all that stuff. People usually have a score sheet that they use to keep track of the innings and to keep track of stats of their players and whatnot. And if you're into baseball, you just kind of assume that that's something that you do anyway. So we're just gonna, I think, just tackle the actual game as opposed to the sport of baseball. We're just going to assume that you understand baseball. I don't think that's too much to ask of somebody that has decided to play a strategic baseball simulation board game. It's not something that you just stumble upon. You kind of have to look for it.
Yeah.
But we ahead of time exchanged our lineup. So we're doing a 19. We both have the 1965 season, so we each picked a team from there. We're going Pirates versus the Reds, and we traded lineups. He's got Mazeroski playing, Bailey, Clemente, Clendenin, Manny Mota, Bill Verdon, Ali, Pagliaroni, and Bob Friend. And you'll see this stuff over here. You'll see that it matches, like, for instance, Bill Mazeroski in Super Advanced. When you're looking at how good they are as a defender, you always look at the position. He's a second baseman. Then the next one is a 1, which is their fielding rating, which basically says, like, how easy they get, like, how good they are at getting to the ball. And 1 is as good as you can get. It goes 1 through 5. And then E12, that's the possibility of getting an error. So the lower an E, the better. And E12 is pretty good. Bill Mazeroski is a pretty good fielder. I always just put this stuff on my score sheet so it's easy to access. I've got each player, their position, and their fielding rating, their error rating. So if you see this and you just want to know what that was, that's all it is. It's just the same thing as on the card. And
yeah. No, I do something similar like that where I plot them in.
Yeah, you can't. I forgot you can't see my actual.
Yes, I can just see the Discord part. So,
but I'm just showed them your lineup, and then I'll show them my lineup for the Reds. I've got Harper, Rose, Perez, Pinson, Robinson, Edwards, Cardenas, Johnson, and we got Joe Nuxhall pitching tonight. And we are going to play in Cincinnati. I believe 1965. Was Riverfront built yet? I'm not sure. When did all the cookie cutter stadiums get built? Like Riverfront and Three Rivers.
Three Rivers was 1970.
All right, so probably was not Riverfront yet, because I think they were built around the same time. Okay, so
Red Stadium 1965. Oh shoot, never mind. I thought I'd have it easily.
it doesn't matter. So Super Advanced. One of the things that Super Advanced Strat gives you is the ability for a ballpark and the weather to affect the game. And the way they do that, if you see here, I always have a slot here on my score sheet where left-handed batters have a different weather chance for a single, and lefties have a different weather chance for a home run. Same with righties. What that means is, like, if you roll the dice and you have good weather, then it's usually a better chance of getting a single or a home run. And if the weather's bad, then it's less chance for the ball to carry. And the way they do that is, if you look, since we're playing in Cincinnati, it always shows like the month and then day or night. And then it gives you a dice roll. A D20 would have to fall in one of these categories. So since we're early in the year and it's nighttime, we'll just say that it's a June, July, or August night. Is that good for you?
That works.
All right, so June, July, August night. 1 through 7 is good. 8 through 17 average. 18, 20 is bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll. That's a 12. So 12 is an average weather night game. So what does that mean? I go over here to average weather singles. If I'm a lefty and I land on a ballpark single chance, which is designated by a triangle, I'll show you like right here. A little upside down pyramid like that is a ballpark single chance. So for a lefty, it would be 10 or under would be a hit. For a righty, 13 or under. And then home runs, which are designated by a diamond like that. For lefties, 13 or under is a homer, and righties, 10 and under. So on my score sheet, I would put that information so it's easily accessible for me. Night, average, and then singles for lefty are 10, righties 13, homers for a lefty 13, righties 10, and I have that information right in front of me for the remainder of the game. And I'll put it on my other sheet, and you heard those numbers, right, that I just announced?
Yes. I was going to grab the robbable chance. Does it have that here?
Robbable home run chances. We're just going to go ahead and say that, because I don't feel like looking it up right now, we're going to go ahead and say that it is possible to rob a home run in this part.
Yes, that seems reasonable to me.
Super advanced rules give the opportunity for an outfielder to rob a home run. If a ball is hit far and you get something like, let me find it on a card here. On a card where the option is either a home run or a fly ball, like right here. If we ignore that diamond, it says home run 1 through 19, fly ball 20. If you were to roll a 19 or a 20, numbers on the cusp of being either a good or a bad roll, it goes into a mechanic where the outfielder could possibly rob a home run. So if we come across that, I'll explain it more in detail. But Strat-O-Matic, like the actual game of baseball, has a bazillion rules with the bazillion variables depending on what's going on. And you never really know what's happening until you find yourself in the thick of it. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to put ourselves in the middle of it all and just explain what we're doing when we're doing it. I think I've talked as much as I possibly can. I think we should maybe just get into it at this point, if you're ready. And we decided that the Reds ballpark was a little more interesting for our purposes, so the Reds are going to be at home, and the Pirates are going to lead off with Bill Mazeroski. Actually, I forgot to get the pitchers hitting cards. Pitchers, we're playing a National League game, so the pitchers are going to hit. There's no DH. And if you look at like Joe Nuxhall here, 2WL, that's the kind of hitter he is. And you would take the pitcher's hitting card that corresponds with that 2. Here's a pitcher's hitting card 2. And the W means he's weak, which means like he's not going to hit a home run. And L means he's a lefty. So I'm just going to take this pitcher's hitting card and slot it in my my Reds lineup here. And Bob Friend, who is pitching for Pittsburgh, he's a 1WR. So here's a 1 pitcher's hitting card, and he's weak, but he's a righty. And I'll slide his card in with the Pirates cards. And I think we're ready. If anybody is actually watching, it's like one person watching, feel free to ask questions, and we will answer them as you come along. And if nobody watches, maybe they'll watch a recording later, and this will actually help somebody. I think we're ready for Bill Mazeroski facing Joe Nuxhall, the top of the first inning.
All right. Okay, well, and then I guess this isn't part of Super Advanced, but 3 dice. We get ourselves a 4-5. Mr. Righty, that's going to be a flight out to right.
All right, so 4-5. Bill Mazeroski is a right-handed hitter. Joe Nuxhall is a left-handed pitcher. Anything that happens for the lefty is going to be on the left side, for righty the right side. You rolled a 4 what?
5.
He rolled a 4-5. Bill Mazeroski is a right-handed hitter, so we have to look at the right-handed side of the 4 and then go down to 5. And he flies out to right field. 4-5 against a righty's fly to right field. So that's going to be
out.
1 out.
All right, Bob Bailey.
Bob Bailey.
Another righty. Actually, I think I only have 1 lefty in the lineup. All right, 6-10.
6-10.
There you go. That's chance.
Yeah, once again, he's a righty, so we're going to have to look at the righty side of the pitcher's card. The reason is because the 1, 2, 3 is always going to be on the hitter's card. The 4, 5, 6 is always going to be on the pitcher's card. So, 6-10, ground ball, third base, X. And this is where the magic of the super advanced fielding system comes into play. We have to look at my third baseman's defense. My third baseman is... We have Johnson at third base. And how I showed you, I have his defensive ratings handy on my score sheet. He is a 3E24. So 3 is how well he gets to the ball, and the E24 is his chances of having an error. The reason that I need these numbers is so I can look at the super advanced fielding chart. And I'm going to bring that up. Here's the infield chart. And I'm going to look at, like I said, he's a 3 in fielding. And that is represented on this chart on the far left, where it says X chart range section. It has a 1 through 5 on the top. He's a 3. So that column, that 3 column that goes 1 through 20, that's what I need to pay attention to. And then over here at third base on the right more, I have to find the E. See, it says E-rat. That means E rating. He's an E24. And an E24, if you look to the right of the 24, the numbers we need to worry about are 5, 9, 12, 3, 15, or 18. And he is going to roll all of his dice. And the D20 is going to tell us where in the range section we need to look. And the other 3 we're going to add up and apply that to the third base E rating. So we'll go ahead and let him roll and see what we come up with.
All right, we got a 17 and an 8.
All right, so 17 on the range section in column 3 is a G1. G1 is usually going to be pretty good for the defender. And then we go over here to third base. He's an E24. And what was the number you rolled? An 8?
8, yes.
Okay, so on third base, the E rating of 24. To the right of it, we're looking for an 8. We don't see an 8. If we don't see the number there, that means there's no error. So what do we have? We have a G1 in the fielding with no error. That means we have to look at the infield results section. So infield results section, the fielding was a G1. So we find this box that says G1. It's right there in the middle. And then we go down and it says E1, E2, E3, and no. If there's no error, we look at no. And in no, it says refer to the super advanced ground ball results chart. So we looked below it. Bases are empty, infield normal, batter. So we just simply go over to the far right where it says Super Advanced Ground Ball Results. Batter, because that's what it says. Batter is out, runners advance, and only if forced. So after all that rolling and all that explanation, which I swear gets much quicker the more you play, we learn that Bailey grounded out to third base. It just, those X chances give the opportunity for the defender to kick a ball, commit an error, and could lead to good things for the offense. That just didn't happen this time. So maybe next time we'll just go through that a little quicker, and you'll see that it's not as cumbersome as it first appears to be. So we have 2 down, top of the first, and the great Roberto Clemente is up to bat.
All right. We get a 2-8 against the lefty. A 2-8 is a fly left field B question mark.
All right, so 2-8 against the lefty. Fly ball left field B. That question mark doesn't mean anything unless there's a guy on second or third. So that's going to be a fly out to left field. That's a 1-2-3 inning. And Joe Nuxhall retires the Pirates. And now we have Bob Friend coming out to the mound to face leadoff hitter Tommy Harper. We lost my scoreboard because I didn't have to type anything for the 10 minutes I was talking. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, here's Tommy Harper. We have a 1-3. A 1-3 against a righty. Ground ball, first base, C. So he's going to ground out to first. The ground ball is going to be either an A, a B, or a C in every case. And people score them differently. It's just a matter of opinion. Some people will score all ground balls to first base as unassisted. Some will say that like the first baseman got it and the pitcher covered the bag and he threw it. So however you want to score that, it doesn't matter at the end, unless you're actually tracking outs, which I don't think anybody does unless you're really, really, really into simulating fielding, which I admit am not. So I'm going to continue on to Pete Rose.
Fair enough. I'm ready.
All right, here's Pete Rose. He's got an S here. That means he's a switch hitter. Usually there's an L and an R there. Pete Rose is a switch hitter. And the way that switch hitting works in Super Advanced is he is going to bat the opposite side of the plate as the pitcher. So as long as the pitcher is a righty, Pete Rose is going to become a left-handed batter. So here's Pete Rose, who, in my opinion, deserves to be in the Hall, but whatever. That's a 4-5. 4-5 against a lefty. So we're going up to the pitcher's card, 4-5. It's a fly to left field B. So Pete Rose flies out. And Tony Perez. We have a 3-6 against a righty. 3-6. That's ground ball shortstop A. And there's a plus there. That plus doesn't matter right now. That plus is only going to matter if the infield is in, if I have like a defensive change. When you're playing Super Advanced, you always assume that the infield is back, because there's no reason for the infield to be doing anything weird when there's nobody on base. So, with the infield normal, ground ball shortstop A, it's just a regular old 6-3 ground out. So that was 1 inning in the books. Put that on my scoreboard here. We're going to the top of the second. Joe Nuxhall still on the mound, and he's going to be facing Don Clendenin. And we are ready.
Sounds good. We get a 1-7. Ooh.
1-7. All right, that's our first hit. You see 1-7 against a lefty is a single, and there's a little asterisk next to it. You'll see some of these singles have one asterisk, others have two. The asterisk tells you how many bases. If there's somebody else on base, it tells you how many bases the base runner can go. Since there's nobody on base right now, that doesn't matter. This is just going to be a single for Clendenin. And now this is where a bunch of stuff happens. This is where we need to introduce how stealing works. Up here on Don Clendenin's card, you'll see these numbers. There's a 2 through 6 and a 12 and a slash and an 8. And then next in parentheses, you have a 15 and a 7. This says that in order for Don Clendenin to steal, usually you want to make sure that he can get a good lead. Like in a baseball game, guy's not going to steal unless he's got a good lead. To achieve the lead, he has to roll with the D2D with using 2d6s. He's going to get a 2 through 6 or a 12. If he were to get that, then he would get a good lead and he could steal. The slash with the 8, that means if he rolls a 2d12, the 2d6 and gets an 8, he's caught stealing. If you're trying to get the lead, there sometimes could be bad stuff that could happen. Here's another thing. This little star next to the 2, that usually means the guy is a pretty good base runner. That usually means that that guy, if he's not held by the pitcher, could go ahead and try to take off regardless of getting a good lead. And what I mean by being held by the pitcher is Joe Nuxhall's card. It says hold 4, -4. Holding the runner on is just when you see a pitcher, eyeing the guy at first base. He doesn't want him to steal a ball. He'll throw over there a couple times. The way Strat does it, they give them a hold number. The lower the number, the better for the pitcher. Nuxhall's a -4. That's pretty good. And that's actually combined with the catcher and his arm. My catcher, Edwards, he has a 0 arm. That's usually going to be like -5 to +5, usually somewhere in there. But he's a 0. So basically, you take your catcher's arm, pitcher's hold rating, you add this together, -4. What that means is if he gets 2 through 6 or 12 and he gets the lead and he wants to steal, the 15, that's his speed. And he would have to roll the D20. But we have to apply the hold of the -4 to that, which brings that down to 11. So if he rolls, gets a good lead, and tries to steal, you roll the D20. 11 or under would be a stolen base. Anything above that, and he would be thrown out. There's some other wrinkles as far as like the possibility of the catcher throwing the ball into the outfield. Not going to tackle that just yet unless it happens. So that's how stealing works. I'm not sure what Clendenin plans on doing here, but he's got Manny Mota up to bat.
All right. Are you going to hold Clendenin on first?
Yes, Joe Nuxhall will be holding Clendenin at first because I don't want him to get that automatic lead with the star.
All right, so my house way of keeping track of that is I put a little quarter right there on my holder. So that just means runner's held, so that way I don't forget.
Okay.
All right.
And with a guy on first, we're holding Clendenin, and the infield is still back.
Yep. All right, so because of the hold, that gives me a pretty slim chance of actually making it, so I will keep him at first. Not attempt to reload steal. So that would bring up Manny Mota, and this introduces the D20 chaos check, I guess, right?
Yes. When you have a guy on base, you notice we have been rolling just these 3 die. Now we're going to introduce the D20. What happens with the D20 is you basically say, here's the pitch. And you roll the D20. If it's a 1, it's a possible wild pitch. If it's a 2, it's a possible balk or possible pass ball. A 3 or up, you just move on and roll the other 3 dice like we've been doing.
All right. So because of the base runner, we will check and we get a 10. So that's a pitch. That's a fine pitch. All right. And then we get a 2-5.
2-5 against a lefty is going to be a walk. So Moda goes to first. Clendenin to second. And we have 2 guys on with no outs. The guy on first and second, we're not going to hold any of the base runners, because trying to steal second to third becomes much more difficult. And we have the infield. They're still going to be back.
Sounds good. And we'll bring up my one lefty, Reardon. All right, so I'll roll my d20. Get a 17, so that's fine. Two, 8.
2-8. That's ground ball, first base, B. So, once again, there's a chart for that. There's always a chart for that. And this is where we look at in the rule book, page 17, there's a chart that explains what happens to the guys on base on a ground ball. We had guys at first and second, infield back, ground ball, first base, B. So we look at on the chart, infield back, ground ball, B, go down to bases occupied, first and second. There's a 4 there. And we look in the results column. And the results column says batter safe, runner at first, out, going to second, other runners advance. So that's simply just going to be a fielder's choice, where the batter gets on first base. The guy going to second is out on the fielder's choice, and Clendenin is going to get over to third base. So now we're going to have runners on the corners with 1 out. And since there's runners on the corners and there's nobody on second base, I need to pay attention to Bill Verdon's speed. If I look here, his speed is a 13 if he gets the lead. If I hold him, that brings me down to a 9. He also doesn't have that little star next to his 5, this 5 and 6. He would need to roll a 5 or a 6 to get the lead. A 12, he would be out. I'm really not that worried about him. That's not a very good running card. There's not a good chance of him getting the lead, and even if he does, the speed is not that good. So I'm not going to hold him. And I'm going to have the corners in.
Right.
And different things happen with the corners in as opposed to having the infield back. But since there's a guy on third, I'd like the guys on the corners to be in so they can possibly throw it home. I don't want to go infield all the way in because that would take away the chance for a double play. So, guys on first and second with 1 out. Guys on first and third with 1 out. Gene Alley comes to bat, and we are ready.
All right. So, if Gene Alley were a decent bunter, this would be probably a good opportunity to do that. But with the corners in, that makes his bunting even worse. It would go from a C to a D. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have him swing away. So we're going to do the D20. Ooh, we got a 5. And a 1-7.
All right, a 1-7 against the lefty. That's going to be a split. So right here on a split, 1-7 will be a single with 1 star. That star again means that the base runners can move 1 base. And if he does not get a 1 through 7, It's going to be a ground ball, third base, B, and we'll look at that infield chart again. And with the infield, I had the corners in. That means first base and third base were in. We would have to apply the infield ins result to this. So we'll see what he gets here on this D20.
This is the controversial one. Oh, we don't have to worry about it. It's a 4.
All right, so that's a 1-star single for Mean Gene Alley. That's going to be an RBI. So now we have runners at first and second. And the Pirates are up 1-0. Okay, we're ready. Pagliaroni. And I have no hold with guys on first and second. No hold, and the infield is all the way back.
All right. Well, he'll swing away, despite not the greatest card. We got an 11 on the pitch. And we get a 6-5 against a righty.
6-5 against a right-handed batter. That's ground ball, shortstop, X. So this is where we're going to test my shortstop. My shortstop is Cardenas. He's a 2E21. 2E21. So, like we did before, we're going to the infield X chart. The fielding range section is a 2, so that's the column I'm going to pay attention to. And then over in the shortstop box, that E rating 21 box is what I'm going to be paying attention to. So go ahead and roll.
We get a 15 and a 8.
All right, so a 15 in 2 column is going to be, which I said before, is usually pretty good. And then what was the, what did you roll?
An 8.
An 8. That's what you rolled last time, I think. An 8. So I'm looking at the shortstop E21 rating on the far right. And if I look to the right of that, I see a 5, a 6, a 15, a 17, but no 8. That means that I'm going to just look for the G1 result for a shortstop with guys on first and second. And with the infield normal, if I look in the G1, no error, go below that, and it says infield normal with guys on first and second, DP 54. DP 54, what's that mean? Well, it tells you, if you look further on the right, super advanced ground ball results chart, down third from the bottom, DP 54. If the ball's hit to the catcher or third baseman, the result is a third base, second base, double play. Otherwise, refer to DP 43. Where's DP 43? Well, it's way up in the top of that same chart. Batter out, runner on first is out, double play. Eventually, you'll learn that a G1 with a guy on first and no error is always going to be a double play, and it'll be much quicker than me explaining it for 2 minutes. So Pagliaroni hits into a double play to end the inning. But Pittsburgh is up 1-0. Moving right along. Bob Friend comes back out. And he's going to be facing Veda Pinson. 6-9. 6-9 against a lefty. That's right here. That's going to be a hit.
Juicy.
Yeah. 1 to 11 is going to be a triple. And anything else will be a single. 1 to 11 is a triple. And that's a 13. So that's just a single. Pinson has speed. If you look here, if he gets the lead, his number is a 16. We're looking at Bob Friend's hold rating. It's a +2. And we have to look at his catcher as well. His catcher is Pagliaroni. He's a -1. So we take Bob Friend's +2, Pagliaroni's -1, and that equals a +1. And that's what's known as the battery. If somebody ever says, hey, what's your pitcher and catcher's battery? You take their hold rating and the arm of the catcher, and that's their battery. So +1 for Pinson. If he gets a lead, that 16 becomes a 17. This is a situation where I'm definitely going to want to try to get the lead and steal.
Yep. So I will certainly hold and force you to attempt the good lead.
Okay. If he didn't hold, Pinson has one of those steals, which means he could get the lead and just take off. But he's holding them, so we got to stay put. I need a 2 through 5 or an 11. And I have to roll the d20 here as well, correct?
Yeah, to see if you get picked off.
Okay. There's a 15, so there's no pick off there. It would only be a possible pick off if I had rolled a 1 or a 2.
There's a bot chance too.
A box chance too, yeah. On a 1 or a 2. All right.
Right.
So none of that happened. So I need a 2 through 5 or an 11. That's a 7. I did not get it. So since I didn't get it, my options are to just stay put and not try to steal, or I could still try to steal, but I need to look at this 12, this secondary number. This 12 is the number that he would use to try to steal when he doesn't have the lead. The thing is, what's it become, a -4 off of that if he doesn't get the lead? So
yes.
I could try to steal and get like an 8 or less, but the odds are just not in my favor. I got Frank Robinson about to bat. There's no reason for me to chance it. We'll just leave Pinson at first, and we're going to trust Frank to get a hit here. So, all right, here's the Havoc roll again. There's a 16, so there's no wild pitch, no balk, no pass ball. That's a 6-7, so 6-7 against a righty. Ground ball, second base, X. That's Mazeroski. He's a 1E12.
Now with the righty, though, so he's responsible for the hold.
That's true. Okay, here's a wrinkle with super advanced fielding. Mazeroski is a 1E12. But whenever there's a right-handed batter up, the shortstop usually moves to the left, and the second baseman moves closer to the bag, because a righty is more than likely going to hit it to the left of the field. That means the second baseman has to be responsible for the hold. That's what in this game they say, responsible for the hold. That means he's not in his usual spot to field a ball. Like, that's just kind of how the game interprets that. So they immediately say that Bill Mazeroski's fielding rating goes from a 1 to a 2. You just make it 1 worse than it is. If he was a 2E12, he would become a 3. A 3E12 would become a 4. Mazeroski goes from a 1E12 to a 2E12. So when we look at the chart, when I roll these numbers, I'm not looking at his usual 1E12. I'm going to be looking at a different number. So I'm going to roll. All right, this is interesting. I have a 3 and an 11. So let's see. 3-11 on a second base, 2E12. I see a G3 with a pound sign after it. And then the
yeah.
And then the E12 on a second baseman. I see a 5, 15, 17, 3, 18. There's no 11 there. So there's no error. But what does this G3 with the pound sign mean? I'm asking. I'm trying to incorporate you into the speaking a little more.
Yeah. That we'll go down to this little pound sign chart here. It says if so essentially that just means that these pounds will turn into an SI2.
If there's a pound sign, it turns into an SI2 if what? If the infielder is positioned in or if he's responsible for holding a runner. So it says that right below this fielding chart. It says, note, if a symbol followed by a pound sign, then in the following two situations, use the symbol SI2. And as we said already, he was responsible for the hold. That means that's not just a regular old G3 ground ball. That becomes a SI2 means a single with 2 stars, which means a single and a base runner would move 2 bases. And if you want to see also how we were talking about how why he was responsible for the hold, if you look at the very bottom under the range section, it says Super Advanced Holding Runner Chart. It explains it all right there. It says the runner being held and the fielder is responsible for holding the runner on. It shows if there's a guy in first or a guy in second or a guy in third who's responsible for the hold. It's the thing about Strat, there's a chart for literally everything. It's just memorizing the charts and remembering it. So that means Robinson gets a single and Pinson goes to third base. So we have runners on the corners.
All right.
And Johnny Edwards up to bat. And how is Robinson's speed? Robinson's...
Sorry, real quick. This is something that I need to remember. So is it he gets moved from 1 to 2 for both the hold and infield in? Like, regardless, it's an SI2 because it was a 3. But I was wondering, like, does he get that bump down from 1 to 2 just by holding? I think that makes sense. Yeah,
I believe it's just for. I think it's just for the holding. This is something that
we'll have to.
Yeah, I'll have to double check. I don't want to do it like right now. I have to like sit here and like look through this rule book while everybody just I guess I could just fast.
I was attempting that and I couldn't find it. So. All right, cool.
Okay, so runners in the corners, no outs. Johnny Edwards up to bat. Frank Robinson, he's got some speed. He's definitely got some speed.
Yep. So we are going to keep the hold on the runners, and I'm bringing the corners in because there's no outs.
Okay, so the corners are in, and as we talked about before, the hold rating and his catcher, it ends up being a +1. That means if Frank Robinson gets the lead, the steal is going to be 16 or under. I'm definitely going to try to steal. I need a 2 through 6, but if I roll a 12, he's going to be caught stealing right away. Let's see what happens. There's a 4. That means there's no balk or nothing weird. And that's a 4. He is off and running. He is going to try to steal. He needs a 16 or under to steal second base.
All right. I will throw.
All right. 15. He just gets in there. He just gets in there. That's closer than I expected it to be. So, runners on second and third with no outs. And are you still corners in, or are you infield all the way in now?
We're going infield in. And yeah, that's it.
Okay. Here's Johnny Edwards. 17. 6-10 against a lefty. 6-10, ground ball, first base, B. We need to look at ground ball, first base, B with the infield in. Ground ball, first base, B, infield in. We're going to look at super advanced. Down at the bottom, it says infield in. Those are all 7s. So, guys on second and third, 7. We look at the result. It says batter safe. The lead runner is out. Other runners advance 1 base. So, that means Edwards goes to first base on the fielder's choice. Robinson goes to third base. And Pinson is thrown out at home. He just was just going for it. You'll hear a lot of people complain about unforced runners getting thrown out at home with the infield in. But that's just how the game is. It's just how the game is. People.
Yep. All right. So that puts Edwards on first, and so he's not really a stealing threat.
Yeah. If we look at Edwards, he doesn't even have numbers here. That means he's a rock, as slow as it gets.
So I will just bring the corners in.
Okay. 1 out, corners in for Leo Cardenas. Here's the pitch. That's 5. We have a 1-7. That's going to be a hit. 1-7. 1 to 7 will be a double with 2 stars. Anything else is a single with 2 stars. So I'm looking for a 7 or less. That's a 1, my friend. That's a 2-star double. So Cardenas goes to second base. Edwards goes to third base. And Robinson comes home. The Reds get a run. Cardenas gets an RBI. Things are looking up in Cincinnati.
All right. Well, that keeps the corners in. With no chance, not much of a chance of a double play at least. We'll do corners in, and yeah, no need to hold runners or anything. So I'm good.
All right. Here's Johnson. 12. 1-8. That's another hit. That's going to be a single to right field. So, if you see, I've been showing you singles that have a 1-star or a 2-star, and that tells you how far the base runners can go. This one, it just tells you that it's hit to right field and there's no stars. That means there's always an opportunity to get an extra base out of it, depending on the speed of the runners. So let's see here. Johnson's going to go to... Edwards is going to come in from the hit. And then there's Cardenas. Cardenas gets to third base no matter what. But he can possibly go ahead and get to home if I think he's going to make it. I got to look at Cardenas' speed. Right here's his running speed, 1 through 14. Now, there's, once again, there's always going to be a chart in Strat to tell you what his chances are of getting home on here. So I'm looking at a page 17 chart down in the bottom right, super advanced cutoff rule computations. That was a single with guys on second and third. And it says result, single, no stars. That's what we had. We just had a single to right field. Situation, second and third. Then it says lead, second. And then computation. Here's the computation that we use to see if Cardenas is going to make it home. A plus B plus D. What does A plus B plus D mean? Those are in the key underneath. A is the running speed plus the outfielder's arm, which was the right fielder. B is if there's 2 outs, you add 2 to the number. And D is if the runner is held, subtract 1. If not held, add 1. So what we have is A, his speed of 14, and then we have to look at the right fielder's arm. And who's your right fielder? Roberto Clemente. And what is his arm? A whopping -6. A -6, which is huge. Like, that's super rare in this game. So right away, Cardenas goes from a 14 down to an 8. Then we got to look at the 2 outs thing. There's not 2 outs, so that doesn't affect us. And then we have to look at the D. If the runner is held, subtract 1. If not held, add 1. He was not held, so that goes back up to a 9. So if I want Cardenas to come home and score, I need a 9 or less. And you know what? For the sake of adventure, I'm just going to go ahead and go for it.
All right.
Do you want to throw home?
I will throw.
Okay. Me as a base runner, since he's decided to throw, I can choose to have Johnson on the throw attempt to run from first to second. Now him as a fielder, he can let the throw go to home and try to get my guy out. Or he can cut it off and try to get Johnson out going to second base and let the run score. What would you like to do?
I'll let you take second, and I'm going to throw home.
All right, so Johnson's going to go to second base on the throw. And he's going to try to get Cardenas out of home. I need a 9 or less. I'm going to roll the D20, try to get 9 or less. That is a 5,
Ooh, all right.
Cardenas comes home. That is a 2 RBI single for Johnson. Now we have one guy on second base, and Joe Nuxhall up to bat.
All right.
So
Now
here's,
is
and Joe Nuxhall's a lefty. We have to remember that. How's your infield?
I'm gonna bring the infield in.
All right. Here's the pitch. 11, 3, 10. Pitcher's card's easier to read. 3, 10, ground ball, shortstop, A. So ground ball, shortstop, A with the infield in. What does it say? And a guy on second. Ground ball, shortstop, A with a guy on second. It's actually not a thing. There's like second and third. This would be a batter out, runners hold.
Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. So alternatively, if you want, you want like this is kind of a prime bunting situation, but either way.
No, I was letting him swing away.
All right.
I guess
So we're doing better out with the hold.
bunting would have been a great thing to do here. I don't know. I wasn't thinking.
Anyway.
So ground ball to short and the runners hold. So Nuxhall is out on a 6-3. He was feeling saucy. Just did not pay off. So runner on second, 2 outs. Tommy Harper, leadoff man, back up.
And we will make. Oh wait, yeah. With 2 outs, we don't have any choice but infield back.
Okay. Here's the pitch to Harper. 15. 4-6 against a righty. That's going to be a ground ball, shortstop, B. That'll end the inning. But
Not before.
But we do manage to score some runs. We get 3 runs that inning.
Not too bad.
The Reds are up 3-1 at home. And now that we have the basic gist of most of this stuff, maybe we can like roll through this a little quicker until we come up against something that's totally foreign.
That works.
Top of the third, Bob Friend.
All right, we will swing away with a 3-7, which is a ground out to second. Ground ball A.
Ground ball, second base A. So 4, 3, 1 down, ready for Maz.
Maz, who had a fly out to right last time. We get a 6-4 against a righty. Is a shortstop X.
All right, ground ball, shortstop X. That's that 2E21 for Cardenas again.
Okay. We get a 9 and what is that? 13.
All right, so a 9 is going to be a G2 and a 13 on a shortstop's E21. Not an error. 6, 15, 17 are errors. That's just going to be a ground out to short. 6-3.
All right, so 2 outs for Bob Bailey. We get a 2-7 against the lefty. Got a split, so it'll be a single 1-star, well, single to 4, or a line out. We get a 16, so it's a line out to short.
16 line out to shortstop. All right, so LO6. 1, 2, 3. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Moving to the bottom of the third. Well, we have the infamous Pete Rose. Is he really infamous? I don't think he is. He made some questionable decisions to try to feed his family. Who hasn't been in that situation? All right, here we go. Here's Pete. We got a 3-6 against A righty is a ground ball, second base A. So 4-3.
All right.
Tony Perez, 4-4 against a righty. Ground ball, third base X. Your
Well,
third
that's not
base, ooh, your third base Bailey
four.
is a 4E30. This could get hairy. Oh yes, this hairy. We got a 1 on the D20, and then a 14.
All right. So, okay, that is quite here. Looks like 14 for a 30 is going to be an E2 on top of an SI2.
So that's going to be a run. We look at that range of 4. It's an SI2. No, it's not going to be. It's not
No,
good.
no.
He'll get to third base. So Bailey, so Perez is going to get to first base because Bailey's range is not all that good. When Bailey finally does get it, he kicks the sucker, and with an E2 on Bailey's E30 third base rating, it's going to award Perez with a 2-base error, getting him to third. So with 1 out, suddenly we have Tony Perez on third base after a huge error on Bailey.
All right. Well, with 1 out, that will bring the infield in. Pinson.
Infield in. Pinson is up. If Perez was faster, just for kicks, I would do like a suicide squeeze or something.
Yeah, you might have to wait for the next person to end up on third.
Yeah. All right, so Pinson's going to swing away. We're going to try to bring Perez in. Here's the pitch. That's a 20. That's the thing that I had to get used to in Strat, is like when you're playing like D&D or whatever, that 20 is the holy grail. But in Strat, it's totally the other way around. 20 is usually just the last thing you want to see. 5-6 against a lefty is a fly ball left field C.
Mm.
And I do believe that holds all the runners, right?
Yeah, because the A would advance, the C holds. Yeah.
Fly ball A means all runners advance. Fly ball B means the guy on third can tag up. Fly ball B question mark means the guy on third can try to tag up, but you introduce the outfielder's arm trying to throw him out. But I roll the fly ball C, which means nobody goes anywhere. So Pinson failing his duty there. 2 outs. And here's... I don't think they called him Frank the Tank back then, but we're going to call Frank Robinson Frank the Tank tonight. Because it rhymes, why not? Here's the pitch to Frank. Infield back, I assume?
Yep, 2 outs.
The pitch. 7-2-9. All right. 2-9. You see, we have the diamond, and you know what that means. Ballpark home run opportunity. We rolled for the weather and all that earlier, and we know that a ballpark home run chance for a righty is 1-10. 1-10 is a home run, 2-run shot for Frank Robinson. So let's get on.
Yep. Sorry, I was looking at the singles. Yes, 1-10.
All right, 1-10 this time. I need 10 or less. 10 or less. 17. Unfortunately, does not hit a home run. That turns into a fly ball to left field for Robinson. That's going to end the inning. Bailey thanking his lucky stars.
Oh, it's
And we're going back to the top. The 4th. Joe's back on the mound, ready to face the great Roberto Clemente.
yeah. Here goes nothing. We get 5-10 against a righty. 5-10 is going to be a fly out to the left.
Fly out to left. All right.
That's two fly balls to left for Clemente today.
It's Clendenin who got the ball rolling for you last time.
Yep. We get a 5-10. I wonder what that is.
5-10. Yep. Sounds familiar.
And Manny Mota. We get a 1-9 against the lefty. Is a ground ball, second base C for the third out.
All right. So 4-3. All right. Going to the bottom of the fourth. And we got Friend versus Edwards again. 4-8 against a lefty.
Oh, man.
I'm just finding them. Just finding these hits. 4-8 against the lefty is going to be a single. So Edwards gets on base. He is not a stealing threat at all.
Yep, I will not hold.
All right. Here's Leo. The pitch. 3. We have a 1-10 against a righty. Big hit. Big hit. 1-19 is a triple. Anything else a double. That is a triple for Leo. Leo coming through. Again. I'm going to have to remember this for when we do eventually get to 1965.
Yeah.
A 2E21 that's getting doubles and triples every time up. Sounds useful.
Might try to snipe him.
All right, man on third base.
All right, so that will bring the infield in for Johnson.
All right. Here's the pitch to Johnson. 14. We have a 6-8 against a righty. That's going to be a pop out to short. Outs like that are killers. All right. Now we have a Nuxhall up to bat. He's going to swing away. Your infield's still in?
It is indeed.
All right, here's the pitch to Joe. 14. 6-7 against a lefty. Ground ball, second base, X with the infield in. That's hit to Maz again. This time he wasn't holding anybody, but he was in.
Yep.
So this would affect if that G with a pound sign happens again. All right. We have a 3 and a 15. So we're looking at the 3 on the 2 column. That's a G3 with a pound sign again.
Well, so he'd be a 1 that time. But either way, it's a pound sign for G2.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, G2 with a pound sign. And then that 15 on an E12.
Yeah, we get an E1.
Is an E1. Man, so that's going to be a single for Nuxhall. Jeez Louise. And then a 1 base error on Maz. Unheard of. So Cardenas is going to come in to score. Nuxhall's going to RBI, and then Nuxhall runs the second on the air. I'm not sure if that ever actually happened in the history of the game. But it happens in Strat, my friends.
We've seen it here first. All right. Let's see. So that. So as we reach the top of the lineup, Bob Friend's leash becomes shorter. But I didn't scout too well, so I have no idea who to put in instead. So swing away.
Yeah, totally winging it. We're totally winging it. All right, so Nuxall on second, one out. No hold, infield back, I assume.
Infield.
Or
Actually,
corners,
let's
corners
see.
in.
No, I'm gonna go with infield in.
With a guy on second, that wasn't one of the thingies.
Oh yeah. Corners in.
Corners in. Okay. Here's the pitch to Tommy. 18. 1, 2. Okay. Just quickly. 1, 2, as you see here, it says single. And as long as there's one out, it's a single. But see this omega sign right here? This is a thing in the game where it's called clutch hitting. And what this symbol means is that this is going to be a single pretty much anytime I roll it, unless there's 2 outs with a guy in scoring position. If there's 2 outs and there's a guy on second or third, and I roll this single turns into a pop out. So when you're like scouting your team and you're setting up your guys, that's something you're going to want to pay attention to, because you'll see some guys that have these little clutch symbols like on really important, like right here, like this 2-8, which is an 8 is that's where you want your hits to be. And that clutch symbol would make that an out. So if you're using the clutch rule, just always pay attention to where those things are. It's not affecting us here. That's just going to be a single. And that's going to move Joe Nuxhall to third base. I'm not even going to bother looking at Joe Nuxhall's speed. He's going to stay at third base. We have runners at first and third.
And we will
with one out.
do a little pitching change here.
All right.
Get rid of food for.
So we chase Bob Friend from the game. He goes 3 1/3. Maybe the next pitcher will have a more favorable hold rating.
Just slightly, not too much.
Who are we looking at?
So I was thinking Tommy Sisk, who goes down to, although he's got like a, well, okay, he's got a 3-run relief. But actually, no, we're going with Tommy Sisk. Yeah, that does have a better hold rating. So we're going to go to a -2 instead of a +2. So it'll be a total of a -3.
Yep, Pagliarone is a -1, and Fisk is a -2, so your battery is now a -3, which makes my thoughts of sending Harper a little less favorable. But if he gets that lead, that's still a pretty good number.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. And then I do need to bring the corners in and then hold.
All right, corners in, and you're holding Harper. Harper needs a 5 or a 6 to get his lead. If I get the lead, that 19, because of the hold and the battery, becomes a 16. We're going to go ahead and try to get that lead. The number is just too juicy to not try.
All right.
So I'm going to roll the d20. 6. I want a 5 or a 6. That's an 8. He's going to stay put. We're going to look for Pete Rose to take care of some business here. With the corners in.
Just to clarify there, so it'd be a -3 on that 19, and then also a -2 on the hold. So it'd be a 14.
I'm sorry, yep, you're correct. That would have been a 14. Okay. All right, here's the pitch to Rose. 9. 1, 7. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, again, we're looking at this clutch thing. Right now, there's one out. We got guys on first and third. This clutch with one out says fly to right field, B question mark. That's going to be a fly to right field, B question mark. But once again, with the omega symbol there, if there were 2 outs and a guy on second and third, like Joe Nuxall here on third, if there were 2 outs, this fly ball is no longer a fly ball. It turns into a single with 2 stars or 1 star.
Single with 2 stars.
That would turn into a 2-star single. So Pete Rose in the clutch would like come through on that 1-7. But we only have 1 out, so that's going to be a fly ball to right field B. So Rose goes down. And Nuxhall, I'm not even going to bother looking at his speed. We're just going to say that because it was hit to right field, and right field is Clemente with a -6 arm, so there's just fat chance. Like, he's out. So we got runners on first and third still, and Tony Perez.
With the clutch kicking in. So I'll keep the hold on, but the infield is now back.
All right, here's the pitch. 18. 3-3. That's a fly ball to right field. But we do get 2 runs. I feel like such a dope. Did I give the wrong information the first time I stole? I think I did.
On the hold?
Yeah. I think I just like brain farted the hold info. I think I did. Okay, let me. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through here and just like reiterate and just make this clear.
Or so like, you can like annotate it on the. It's like I'm saying this, but I mean this.
Yeah, just put a little thing over it. Yeah. So
yeah,
the battery is the pitcher's hold rating, and the catcher's arm. I want to find your catcher's card here, just so that it's clear. Where are you? Pagliaroni. Right here. Catcher 3 -1 E2. That -1 is his arm. You take that, match it with the pitcher's hold, that becomes the battery. So right away, if Pinson was trying to steal, you would have that 16, you would take away the battery, which is 13. In addition, if he's holding the runner, you subtract another 2. So that would be a total of a -5. I believe I didn't mention the extra -2 earlier in the game, which is like the biggest brain fart, because it's like the most basic part of holding the runner that's in the rules. All right, so my bad. I apologize. I'm a failure. Should never be doing this. All right, here's Bill.
Nuxall and Verdon. Okay. Yes. We get a 6-4 against a lefty.
Ground ball, shortstop X.
All right.
Cardenas to E21.
Okay. We get an 11. Oh, gosh. And a, what is that, 15? Yes. 11 and 15.
All right, so G1. Now I look at the E21. You said you got a 15?
Yes.
All right, so he's going to boot that one. That's going to be a 1-base error on the shortstop.
3-error game. It doesn't always happen.
Yeah, I'm just going to illustrate this really quick. The infield results on an error. It was a G1, so right there in the middle in that column is box that says G1 at the top. And then he had an E1, and it's if you look in the E1 description in the G1 box, it says error, batter first, runners advance 1 base. So that's why he's on first base. Verdon is on first base. I get my first error of the game. Now we're looking at Gene Alley.
All right.
And Verdon doesn't seem to have much lead, so no hold, and the infield is back.
Especially with that -4 on Nuxall. Not too tempting. Okay, so Gene Alley will swing away. We get a 17 on the pitch. Apparently a hair there. And a 1-8.
1-8 against a lefty is a pop out to short.
Okay. 1 out for Pagliaroni. We got a 15 on the pitch. 3-2 against a lefty. Ooh, all right.
3-2 against the lefty is a ballpark single chance. We know that because there's a little upside on a pyramid. And for a righty, ballpark single chance, 13 or under, right?
This will be a home run chance, ballpark home run chance.
On a 3-2?
For Pagliaroni?
3-2 or 3-3?
3-2.
Oh, okay. Yep. I'm sorry. 3-2 is definitely a home run chance, which is 1 to 10.
Okay. We get a 4.
A 4. So Pagliaroni with a 2-run shot. That's a big one. All right, it's a new game.
Yep. I don't have to reserve any bullpens, so Sisk, you're coming out.
All right, so Sisk is coming out because we're going to bring in a pinch hitter.
And we'll do Andre Rogers.
All right. Andre Rogers coming in. Well, look at that card. All right, I guess we're going to have to pitch to him.
Okay. We get a 5-9 against a righty is a strikeout.
He struck him out.
Is that the first strikeout of the game?
That's the only one I remember.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right. I mean, it makes sense given the two teams. Lots of.
All right.
Okay.
Maz.
2 out. 1-6 against the lefty is a center.
All right. Fly ball center field, but they get 2 runs. What's happening with Rogers? He staying in or is he taking off?
All right, let's see. Rogers, what you got? He's a 4 across the board, so he's going to hit the showers. And I owe you a new pitcher. Let's see. Who's coming up? Got lefty, righty, lefty. Love how everyone's a reliever, pretty much. Oh, man. Okay, let's go with Wilbur Wood. He looks like fun.
Love it. Double W.
Wilbur Wood.
All right, so he just switched to a lefty pitcher, which means I'm going to have to triple check every time I look down because I've been looking at the right side this entire time. Wilbur Wood. Just write him down here. And Sisk went 2/3 of an inning.
2 batters.
Okay. Here's Pinson versus Wood. That is a 3-4 against a lefty.
All right, welcome to the game.
Booyah! All right, so 1 to 7's a homer. Anything else is a double. Let's get a low one, Veda. It's an 11. He's on with a double.
All right. So switching to a lefty saved me the home run. All right, but we've got a pretty good base runner here. So despite my -3 hold, I will still add the additional hold on the runner.
At second?
Oops. Sorry. You're right. Not at second.
All right.
Thank you.
Pinson on second base. Frank the Tank. Here's the pitch. That's a 7. We got a 110 against a lefty. That is a ground ball shortstop A, which I believe is going to hold Pinson at second, and he'll just throw out Frank at first.
Right.
So 6-3. Frank goes down. Pinson stays at second. Johnny Edwards. Johnny Baseball. Here's the pitch. 6. We got a 3-8. That is a pop out to second. Oh, you boys are killing me now. But who can I count on in my time of need?
Ooh.
Who can I count on?
Yes.
All
yes. Just hit for the cycle, man.
So, infield back, I assume?
Yep.
All right. Here's the pitch to Leo. 9. We got a 2-5. Not this time. Flies out the left. Nothing going for the Reds that inning. Wilbur does his job. Does it effectively. Gave up that little double, but it's just warm up. It was a warm up pitch.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to the top of the 6th.
Bob Bailey.
Cincinnati's up 5-3. Bob Bailey. We're ready.
Nuxall can't even get tired yet. Well,
I should explain that for a second.
yes.
This is the top of the 6th. Joe Nuxhall, you'll see pitchers, they have all these numbers up here. It says he's a starter, and there's a 7, relief 3, and a 1. Starting pitchers with this number 7, that means that in the 7th inning, there's a chance where he could kind of lose his juice. If he were to give up like a combination of 3 walks or hits in the 7th inning, all of the spots on his card with dots would become
single 1-stars. Yeah.
Yeah, they become 1-star singles. So when your guy gets tired, they just take away some of those strikeouts and they become hits because a tired pitcher is going to be less effective. Similar things with relievers, and this 1 here, that's for closing pitchers when like the game's on the line, someone's trying to get a save. I'll go over that when we come to it.
And I have to correct myself. It's a single 2-star.
Single 2-star? All right, so a tired pitcher, those dots become single 2-stars if they're tired. Hopefully Joe Nuxhall doesn't get tired and he'll just roll through here, but we'll see what happens.
All right, well, Bob Bailey's ready. We get a 5-11 against a righty. Is a fly to right field.
Fly to right field X. Who do I have in right field? Frank Robinson. He's a 2-3. So I think this is our first outfield X chance. Someone in the infield is just you're dealing with different. Frank Robinson's a right fielder. Rating is a 2, so I'm going to look at that 2 column, and then I'll look at the E3 right when it comes to it. And go ahead and roll.
Okay. We got a 14 and a 12.
So 14 F2 in that column. And then an E3. You said you had a 12?
Yes.
All right, so E3. A 3, an 18, and a 15 are errors. A 12 is not an error. So that's just going to be a fly to right field.
Sounds good. One down.
And we can see that if it was an F2, so we're going to look at this F2 box way on the far right. And down here underneath that where it says no, because there was no error, it says fly out. If there's a runner on 30 scores, yada, yada, yada. It's all on the chart. So everything's on the chart. All right. Ready? Clemente.
Cold Clemente. We get a 4-10 against a righty. is another fly, but this time to center field X.
That's Pinson. He's a 2E3.
Okay, so we get an 11 and a 16.
All right, an 11 is an F2, and a 16 is an E2. So we're going to see an error here. I need to find the E2 error on an F2 box. E2 in the F2 box has 2 base error. Runners advance 2 bases. So Clemente moves to second on an E8. Unacceptable.
I think it should be said that there's not typically 4 errors in a game.
Yeah, I mean these
At
are
least.
when you have a 2 when you have a 2E3 out there and
Yeah.
and a 2, it's this yes, that doesn't happen a lot.
We've got a 1E12 getting in there. And yeah, so it's interesting. Nice little wrinkle.
All right, so we got a guy on second base, 1 out, no hold, infield back for Clendenin.
All right. 12 on the pitch, so that's fine. And we get a 4-10 against a righty. Is back to that center field X.
Oh my God! All right, let's see if Pinson can atone. And Nomad Runner, thanks for watching. Glad to see that you're watching Strat on Twitch. Hopefully this is worth your while. All right, let's see if Pinson can catch this ball.
All right, so we got a 20 on the
Good.
And then a 14.
He catches this. He catches this one.
Right. And then that will. Let's see.
2 outs for Moda.
Yeah, that's gonna hold. Yeah, because that was a 20. All right, Manny Moda.
No hold, infield back.
We get a 4 on the pitch. And a 4-9. Gets a righty as a single to right field.
Yes, sir. Moda goes to first on a single. Clemente to third. And how is Clemente's speed?
He is a 15.
All right, so let's do the math here then. Got 2 outs. He's a 15. It's hit to right field, correct?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to go down here to where it says single, guy on second. We're looking at A plus B plus D again. Running speed, which is 15. Outfielder's arm, which is my right fielder, which is a +1. So that puts him at a 16. Then if there's 2 outs, add 2. That's an 18. And he wasn't held.
So I'm feeling adventurous. I'm gonna try to go home.
Don't roll a 20.
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you throwing?
I'm throwing.
All right. Well, in that case, I have to choose whether to send Moda, and I think I'm gonna keep him at first, and so we'll just do the throw to home check.
All right, don't roll a 20. Don't do it.
3.
All
I'll
right.
take it.
Clemente comes home. That error proving costly. Unearned run for Joe. He's like, come on, guys. Come on, guys. Nomad Runner, this is 1965. 1965. It's a little National League exhibition game. All right, Moto's on first. He doesn't really have much speed. So we're not going to hold him. And the infield is back for a bill. If you're done.
All right. The pitch is an 8. Let's see if we can get that 4-10 again. 3-11. So the left is a ballpark single chance.
All right, and a lefty single chances 10 or under.
And it's a 15.
All right, so that's going to be a line out to second base to end the inning. You get 1 run.
All right, let's get exciting.
For people watching, I apologize. Keeping up with this little base runner picture in the scoreboard, I tend to overlook sometime. So I apologize if something doesn't jive with what I'm saying. I'm trying really hard, I promise. Trying really hard. Trying to win a game, though, at the same time, you know? It's like lot of duty. We got Wilbur still pitching?
Wilbur Wood is coming back out. See if he can repeat the magic.
Great. All right, we got Johnson. 3-9 against a lefty. Ooh.
All right.
1-4's out of here. Anything else a double. 4, baby. He manages to pop that one over the fence.
All right.
Now,
and that
if this was home run 1-4, fly ball 5-20, a 4 would put us in a robbing the home run situation. But since it's a home run or another hit, it's just what it reads on the card. So remember that when you find yourself in a split situation. All right, Johnson, 1 homer, the RBI. I was thinking about pinch hitting for Nuxhall, but like, I don't know, that give me a little extra buffer there.
Yeah.
I kind of like rolling with them. And I'm not familiar with my bullpen, you know?
Yep. I know that feeling.
I hadn't even gotten around to scoring these cards. Which I may just see if they have, if I can just buy that, you know? Because I don't feel like
I don't know.
doing it again.
I don't know if they have that for 65, but I'm just looking at Baseball Reference. I'm like, who has a low ERA? I'll throw him in there. Whoever would.
I'm gonna let Joe keep pitching. I'll let him keep going. So that means he's hitting right here.
Nice. Manager's confidence.
Yep. 3-2. Pops out to short. 1 down. Here's Tommy. Played a mean pinball. 1-7 against a lefty. He walks him.
Okay, so that puts a nice quick base runner on, so I will hold him for sure.
Okay, so what's Wood's battery again? A -3?
-3 and then a -1, so a total of -4.
Okay, -3 and the catcher is a -1, so that's a -4. And then the extra hold brings this down to a -6. So that 19 becomes a 13 if I get the lead.
I will keep the infield back.
Well, he's just going to stay put. We're going to see if Pete can't move him along. Here's the pitch to Pete Rose. That's an 18. We got a 2-8. Pete Rose batting against a lefty becomes a righty now, just FYI. And a 2-8 against a lefty. Pete Rose going to strike out. In the column full of homers and triples and walks, he's going to find the K. It's unacceptable. Ooh. Strikes out swinging. Now who do we got? Tony. We got Tony Perez. It's going to make a difference.
Up in the clutch, Tony.
Up in the clutch, but unfortunately, Harper is still on first base.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
This could be a situation where I try to go ahead and steal now, which would instantly make Tony Perez better. But I'm not going to do that. Here's the pitch to Tony Perez. That's a 3. We got a 310 against a lefty. Look right there. Look right there. That's the clutch. That would have become a single, but I didn't steal. I left Harper on first base, and now I'm paying the consequences. I can't believe it.
That one hurts.
Ground ball, third base. Son of a gun. But we managed to get back a run. That's important. We're moving to the top of the seventh.
All right.
We got Mean Gene Alley.
Yep.
We're ready to go.
Okay. Down to, we'll see how it goes. 4-8 against a righty is a strikeout because he is not fatigued.
Yep, that's the dotted strikeouts. If he was fatigued, that would go down. And this is the seventh inning where if I do let up 3 walks or hits, Nux Hall will get tired.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen.
All right, Pagliaroni trying to see if he can repeat on his home run. 6-10 against a righty is a ground ball third base X.
All right, Johnson, there's some room for improvement here. He's a 3E24.
Okay. The range, we get a 16, so we'll do fine there. And a 16. Wow. 16.
16. You know what? 9, 12, 3, 15, 18 are the errors. He's actually going to go ahead and just ground out to third base on that.
Not bad.
Those high numbers are so scary.
Yep.
And I assume we'll be seeing a pinch hitter here.
Let's see. Wilberwood, he's a 1 WR. Won't even try. Okay, so we got Pagan, we got a guy named Freeze. Stargell, who's not doing so hot against the lefties. And dang. All right. I guess we're going with the my backup catcher. Are we going with my backup catcher? Yes, we are going with my backup catcher.
Dell?
Dell.
Funny story about Dell. I drafted Dell Crandall in that 1960 draft we did.
Oh, yeah.
And for some reason, I kept calling him the Judge. Like, he would come up to bat, and I'd be like, the Judge Crandall. And he's like, why do you call him the Judge? I'm like, I don't know. I remember there's being, like, a judge named Crandall that was, like, in a movie or in a book or something. So I kept calling him the Judge. And I was Googling, like, Judge Crandall, and I didn't see anything that made any sense. And then one day I'm watching Pet Cemetery, and they're like, oh, this is a neighbor, Judd Crandall. And I'm like, Judd Crandall. No. It's not the Judge.
That means you're watching reruns of Pet Cemetery after watching it.
Of course. You never know what's awesome. So, but I still call him the Judge, because that's just his nickname now. So
yeah, I have to now too.
I'm committed. Awesome. I'm committed at this point. The Judge with 2 outs, pinch hitting. Let's see what happens.
Judge Dell.
Thank you, Weapon X. Thanks for
no one. Ooh, we got a 1-6 lefty pop out to short.
Pops out to short.
Come on, Judge.
The Judge blows it. Life without parole. It's Judge staying in the game?
He'll come in at catcher, and then pitcher will go in the A slot.
All right, Crandall at pitcher. That's going to change your battery a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even look at that. Whoops.
Well, actually, your battery will stay the same for catcher. But yeah. All right, Crandall goes into 9.
So
that means Pagliaroni's done. Your pitcher will go into the A spot, following Gene Alley. And your new pitcher is going to be
You know, I'm done with these doubles and home runs and everything. We're gonna go with Carpin. There's a lot of walks in there, but at least there's no extra base hits.
Carpin. All right. Nomad
Yeah.
Runner. How often do I stream? Well, this is the first one that I'm doing with this setup. But the thing is, we made this league, and we've had 2 seasons so far, and we're this Friday starting a draft using the 1941 season. And so what I plan on doing is just streaming my games, doing a just streaming my team and my games and my series. At least the games where my opponents are cool with being on stream. And yeah, I'm just tracking how my team does. I made it to a wild card game last season, and then I failed in the wild card. Mark McGuire was hitting home runs like crazy. It was just he was kind of unstoppable in the wild card game in the playoffs. But yeah, I don't really know how to schedule streams like this. I'll probably, you know, just probably do it like once a week. I usually would be doing it on Wednesday nights because that's kind of my most free night to play this. But probably won't be for another couple weeks because we're gonna doing a soft draft starting Friday, and that'll probably take about 10 days to finish. So yeah, maybe I can get some tips on how to alert people that I'm gonna be streaming on a night so that it's something that comes up. Hope that answers your question. I'm new to this, so anyway, all right. So we got Frank Karpinen.
Yeah, I'm looking at like my seems like my dice are really fuzzy out of focus, but we'll figure it out. All right. Yeah, so we got Carpin in and the 8 slots and Crandall in a catcher, and I'm good.
All right, here's Veda. We got a 5-6 against the lefty. He strikes him out. Frank the Tank. Come on, Frank, what you got, baby? 4-9 against a lefty or against a righty. That's a split. 4-9 against righty. 1-10 will be a single. Anything else, a grounder to third. 1-10, baby. Dang, that's a 20. Not even close. All right, Johnny Edwards. 5-4. 5-4 against the lefty. That's a catch X. We haven't looked at the catcher X thing yet. Del Crandall comes in. He's tested immediately. Del Crandall, he's a 2E1. So that's what we're going to look at on the catcher chart. So we got an 18 and then a 11.
So he only airs on 17, so that's a G. Wait, G2 and clean.
G2. So G2 with nobody on batter. That's just going to be a dribbler in front. It's going to end up being like a 2-3 put out, I believe. So Carpin comes in and takes care of business. Just shuts him down. We're going to the top of the 8th. Joe Nuxhall still trying to truck through this game.
Yeah, might as well, right?
He's like the guys are warming up in the bullpen, and he's like waving them off. He's like, "Sit down. I got this. I got this."
All right. Well, we'll see if 4 times through the order. If that's a thing.
We're ready for Maz.
Here we go. We get a 1-9 against the lefty. That's a ground ball third base A for the out.
All right. Back to Bailey. Bailey has not looked good today.
Nah.
He is 0 for 3.
To match Maz's 0 for 4. We've got a 4-2 against a righty. Well, okay. There's a chance at something.
4-2 is a ballpark home run chance for a righty. 1-10.
Okay. We get a 9.
Nine's gonna do it. Bailey pops one. I had to talk shit, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Bulletin board material there. All
It-
right, so we've got brings it back to a 1-score game.
And now we're looking at Roberto Clemente. Oh man. Ugh. I'm pitching to him.
All right. 4-6 against a righty is a strikeout.
Nice. Nice, Joe. All right. And
Yeah,
the
for
Dawn. The Dawn.
Oops, Pablo. With 2 outs, we get 5-9 for righty is another strikeout.
Joe. Joe getting better with age. You know, despite that home run.
You can overlook something like that with that 6
Exactly.
runs on your sheet.
He's finding these Ks now, you know? How am I
Yeah.
supposed to doubt this guy? Okay. Bottom of the
Carpin.
eighth. Keeping Carpin in. And who do we got? Leo. All right. Let's get on. Let's get on base. 1-7. That's got to be good, right? Against the lefty, that
Yeah.
is a single to center field. Single to center field.
All right. I will not bother holding. Whoa, wait a second here. We got a +9 hold. All right. You can talk through the +5 limit there.
Okay, yeah. So here's a terrible hold rating. A +9. So we got to take that +9, then look at his catcher Crandall with a -1. That's a +8. But here's the thing: a hold can't be any more or any less than -5 or +5. So that hold rating becomes a +5. The battery becomes a +5. So when I'm looking at Cardanius, who's on base, that 13, I would add 5 to that right away. That would become an 18. Now, he still has the option of putting on the hold. If he puts on the hold, that's going to subtract 2 from that. Which, with a hold this bad, he's probably going to do it, I would assume.
Actually, I'm going to tempt you with that 8 and 10 automatic out and not put the hold on.
All right. So, yeah, he sees that I would need 5 in order to use that number. And there's the slash with the 8 and the 10. And that means if I rolled the 8 or the 10, my guy's out. So he's trying to tempt me, but I'm not going to fall for it. Cardanius going to stay at first base. And we're going to let Johnson, who popped one 2 innings ago,
Yeah. No kidding.
to just do his job. He's just going to do his job. Right, here's the pitch. 17. We got a 1-7 against the lefty. That is a... With the clutch symbol, meaningless right now. That is a pop out to short. Now, yeah. Joe Nuxhall, he wants so bad to just finish out this game, but it's just a 1-run game. I got to go in first, 1 out. I'm going to have to go ahead and pinch hit for Joe. He's going to kill me. That's just how it's got to be. So, who can hit lefties? I have no idea. Not this guy. Not this guy. God, Art Shamsky has like 70 strikeouts against lefties. Jimmy.
Got this Chico Ruiz that got them all in a bunch.
Yeah, he's got all those doubles. I'm thinking.
But nothing for anything else.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to go with Don Pavletich.
I don't blame you.
I'm sorry, Don, if I said your name poorly. Pavletich. 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 Either way, I'm going to write it on my sheet here. Okay. Here is the pitch to the Don. 19. We got a 2-8 against the lefty. He is going to hit into a ground ball pitcher A. And you always know ground ball A with a guy on first automatically is a double play. It's the worst thing that could have happened. So that's going to be a 1-4-3
1-4-2.
double
Yeah.
play. That hurts. I took Joe out of the game for that. And I'm going to suffer the consequence. I feel it. I feel it. All right, so Don's going to go ahead and just sit back down. And I owe you a pitcher.
Exal comes over and starts chatting with him. It's like, how could you do that to me?
Okay. So this is a situation in Strat Super Advanced where you need to bring in a closing pitcher. Closing pitchers, you'll know because it'll say relief, and there'll be a number, and then a slash, and then another number. If this number can be anywhere 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if it's that, then and you're in a closer situation, then you can bring them in. And this number represents the amount of outs that he can pitch before being in a point of weakness. And again, a point of weakness is when a closer gets a hit or a walk against him and he's already in that point of weakness, then those dots become hits. So a closer situation in Strat is considered, how do they word it? If the tying run is at bat, I believe.
Yeah, on base or at bat, yeah.
On base or at bat. So in a one-run game, anybody I'm instantly in a closed situation. So I need to find a guy that's going to close this game out for me. For hoping that he's got a more than a 0 there, just in case like somebody does get a hit or something against him. Just don't know who to trust in the situation. I'm going to assume that Roger Craig was probably their saves leader that year. I think that's a good guess based on what I'm seeing here. So yeah. Craig is going to come in.
You also have this Billy McCool.
Billy McCool, that's a good name.
5 rated in the closing, 5 outs. There's a lot of home run chances on that one.
Billy McCool. Yeah, I'm going to mix it up with the righty. I'm going to mix it up with the righty against you. So we got Roger Craig coming in. He was not a running back for the 49ers. I mean, he was, but he's not.
Last weekend.
Top of the night. This is do or die for the Pirates. And who do we see coming up? Manny Mota, Verdon, and Ali. So this won't be easy for Craig, but I have faith in him. We are ready. Unless you're pinch hitting against a righty.
No, I'm not. I don't think. I don't think I am for Moda.
Okay.
We get a 6-5 against a righty. Back to the shortstop X.
Ground ball, shortstop X. That's Cardanius 2E21.
Okay. On the range, we get a 3. We get a 12. 3 and a 12.
No error, and the 3 is a pound. That pound doesn't affect us, so that's just going to be a ground ball. 6-3.
All right. Bill Verdon. What do you got here? This one might be a little bit more tempting. Okay, so we're going to go with Jerry Lynch, I suppose.
Jerry Lynch.
You want to do that?
The Lynch mob.
Yeah, I want to do that. So I'm going to take Verdon out and go on Jerry Lynch.
All right, let me just mark this down. Lynch coming in at the top of the ninth. All right, let's see what happens.
So I have no idea if that's a good idea or a good decision or not. So Lynch, we get a 110 against a righty. That would have been a ballpark single chance. Now it's a ballpark home run chance.
Ballpark home run chance for lefty is 13 or under.
Yeah. Oh, it's a 17. Oh my gosh.
Oh, are you serious? Oh my god. All right, F9. That's a fly ball to right field.
2 outs.
Wow. That was scary. Mean Gene Alley.
Okay, so now I saved Stargell, who goes up in the clutch. Oh, wait, never mind. There's no one on F. Okay.
Also, that was 2 outs. So Roger Craig just spent his 2 outs. That means the next hit or walk will trigger his fatigueness. So after the next walk or hit, we have to start looking at the dots.
Yep. And I don't see anyone better than Gene Alley at the moment, so we're going to go for it. 5-9 against a righty. Oh.
5-9. So we have a situation here. 5-9 against a righty. 1-9 is a homer. But Gene Alley is weak against righties. And since the home run is on the pitcher's card, this 1-9 would become a single, not a home run.
Yep.
You see this N right here. That's how you know. And he's got a W here. Gene Alley, I'm just pointing this out on the card. Gene Alley has an N against lefties, which means an N is he has power against lefties, but a W is weak against righties. So, what could have been a disastrous home run turns into a single just because of this little W right here. All right, let's see if he gets a 1-9 single. Anything else is a fly out to left field. This is the game.
Here we go. And we get an 8. Look at that.
All right, still alive. Gene Alley's on. All right.
So
Roger Craig is officially fatigued.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or no. He's not fit. He's fatigued now.
Yeah. And that means I have to bring in Stargell.
Willie Stargell. All right, let me look at him. All right, you're bringing in Stargell. I'm going to pull Craig. No reason to leave a tired pitcher in there. Craig pitches 2/3 of an inning. Now we'll bring in Billy McCool. Billy McCool is a -2. My battery is a -3 for Gene Alley, who I don't think is much of a running threat.
He's okay. But I would have to get that roll at 6.
Here's something to look at. Billy McCool's wild pitch rating is a 17. So if you were to roll a D20 and that's a 1, that 17 is a huge problem. Let's hope that Stargell just grounds out here against Billy McCool, the lefty.
So if I were, let's see, I think based on what I'm seeing, I don't know, it's pretty similar. I was gonna say Gene Freeze is slightly better on this, but we'll go for it with Stargell against the lefty. Not his great side. And the pitch is in 6, so the wild pitch 17 doesn't matter. 6-9 lefty. Oh,
6-9 against the lefty. Ballpark home run chance 1-13 for Willie. 1-13.
And we got normal power this time. 10.
Oh, Willie with a 2-run shot.
Wow.
That's huge.
Wow, that's crazy.
Oh, crusher. Billy McCool's just watching it sail. Just sail over his head. Stargell doing what Stargell does.
Ooh.
Can't even be mad about it. Damn.
Okay. Well, that brings that backup catcher. He's locked in there, Dell Crandall,
Okay.
with 2 outs. We get a 3-8 against the lefty as a ground out to third.
Well, now we ground out. All right. But the damage is done, my friend. And the Pirates take the lead 7-6. The Reds with just half an inning to take care of it.
First lead of the night. Now, here's the trick here. Figure out my defense real quick. Because that was a mess. So, Vernon came out. Stargell. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Stargell. Dang it. All right. Moda. Moda's going to have to go to center, I think. Manny Moda is going to go to center. That's going to put Stargell at left. And do I have everything covered? Let's see. I got my catcher. Got Clendenin at first.
Lynch it right.
Lynch. Is he coming in? Well, Clemente would be it, right?
Sorry, Clement. So pitcher's going into the 6th slot, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I just want to make sure I have this right. Got Mazeroski, Bailey, Clemente, Denon, Moda. Pitcher, Alley, Stargell, Crandall. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. And who's your pitcher?
All right. Let's see. So we've got top the order up. Carpin, you did well, but you got to sit. And we've got. I guess. Yeah. So now I'm in the closer situation. So.
Look, man, I gave you Billy McCool. It's only fair that you bring me Al McBean. Like,
I feel like we could almost just nickname him Allie McBean, but let's see, him or Schwal. Who do I have? Harper, Rose. So I got righty, switch righty. Yep, Allie McBean's coming in.
McBean, I love it. Love it.
All right, so 6th slot is here. Allie McBean. Righty. Hey, this is not a bad card here. Not bad at all. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, let's see if the boys can get this done. Come on, Red Legs. Here's Harper. Look at this sucker spin. We got a 3-5 against a righty. 1-14 is a single. 1-14.
Right. Start it.
That's an 8. We get on. Harper's on. He's got speed. McBean with a -4.
Yeah.
Your battery's a -5 with the judge.
I will hold him anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to let Pete do what Pete does. Here's the pitch. 10. 3-9. Ooh. Ground ball, first base, B. Let's look at that chart really quick. Ground ball, first base, B with a guy on first. That is batter out, runner on. Batter out and it's batter safe and the runner at first is out. So fielder's choice. Rose is on first base with 1 out, and Tony Perez is up.
I will pull the hold off and infield back.
Okay. Come on, Tony. Here's the pitch. 17. We got a 2, 7, 1 to 13. 1 to 13 is a single with 1 star. Anything else is a double play. This is everything right here. 1 to 13. 9. We got a 1 star single.
Okay. Puts 2 on. Man, it's gonna be fun. Well, we're riding McBean this whole way.
All right. Fade of Pinson. He is 2 for 4 with a single and a double. 1 strikeout. 2 guys on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. 8, 2, 6. That's a 2-star single. That's a 2-star single for Pinson.
I was like, don't hit the 2 or 3 cone, please.
Oh, Pinson ties it up. Perez at third, Pinson at first base. We just need to get Perez home, and we get Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank 1 for 4 with a run and a stolen base today. He is looking for a game-winning RBI. He can taste it. He can taste it.
Yeah, we're gonna hold. You know what? I'm just gonna go with corners in.
This would be a situation for the outfield in.
That's true. Yeah, I will pull the outfield in, and actually, I kind of have to go infield in for this.
Outfield in. Where is that? I don't have that like handy. Outfield in.
Page 9.
Page 9. All right, outfield in. I'll just put this in front here. So an option in the Super Advanced play, strategy used when the potential winning run is on third base with fewer than 2 outs and the game can end on a sac fly. On the outfield end, you make these adjustments. On a reading of fly B ? Subtract 7 from the base runner's speed instead of adding 2, and consider all other fly A and fly Bs to be a single.
Yeah, so I'm not going to do an outfield in because Perez is only an 11.
Okie doke. All right, so outfield is normal and infield is in, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go, Frank. Let's make it happen. The pitch. 6. We got a 2, 3. That's a fly ball left field. B ?
All right.
So, Frank.
Left field. What's left field these days?
Stargell.
Which I didn't write down his arm. What's his arm? Stargell is. Where you at? He's a -3.
Good God. That doesn't help my situation at all, does it? -3. Perez 11. -3. Makes that an 8. He was not held. Makes that a 9. And is there anything for being a left field, like a -2? I can't remember. I guess I could look at the chart since I'm supposed to be teaching people. Fly ball left field B, first and third. Third is just A +2, running speed and outfielder's arm. So that brings me down to an 8. I can win this game if I just roll an 8 or less.
You can. It's true.
I think the viewers deserve I think the viewers deserve this. 8 or less, and I win the game. Are you throwing home? I assume you are.
I have to throw home. Yep.
8 or less. Here we go. 5, baby. That's gonna do it. That's gonna.
That was fun.
Yeah, I really appreciate you helping me with this game. I wanted to try it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Robinson gets a game-winning sac fly.
Good game. That was fun. That was good. And look,
Yeah, I figured the Pirates and the Reds in '65 would make for an entertaining one.
that whole ninth inning, I didn't once pay attention to the scoreboard. It just sat here empty with like no runs on it.
Whoops.
It's terrible. 8-7. Good stuff. We had a couple people check in. Nomad Runner says, great managing and rolls. Thanks, Nomad, for sticking with us. Hope to see you in the upcoming games throughout this season coming up. And anybody that watches this after the fact being recorded, I hope this stuff starts to make more sense and you take the dip into the super advanced as opposed to just the basic or advanced. Kind of introduces a lot of interesting things that you don't get otherwise.
Yeah.
We definitely took our time with this game. This took like 2 hours because we went through all the ins and outs and stuff. So I think it's probably time for us to cut it off.
Well, congrats, and I look forward to the draft in a couple days.
Yes, sir. All right, I'll talk to you on in the Discord chat, and anybody watching, hope to see you next time.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Nomad Runner, I see you doing any research for 41. Yep, we have all of our 41. We got a spreadsheet with all their stats and the cards are scored and yeah. Besides that, like Baseball Reference, obviously going through all that stuff, and on top of that, just learning about some of the guys and their personalities and stuff they did off the field, and there's some some good info, some bad info. 1941 was a wild time, apparently. So, yeah. So hopefully, in the games, when we're going through these guys in 41, we can learn a little bit about them as we get to play Strat. And hopefully, I can continue doing this and make it an acceptable viewing experience for people. With that said, good night, and thanks for watching.